that's pretty, that's kind of high. Now I'm screwing for the camera. What's up, people? First, I want to give a shout out to my boy Jamar Burgess. Sorry, bro, forgot your TikTok, but he's over there. He's a professional videographer and a true friend. And Grandma Skateboards. Get yours at the local CVS. I'm just kidding. Probably your local skateboard distributor. I don't have any plans for this live. I have piles and piles of cars I need to fix that I haven't done lately because I just haven't felt like it. So, I'm just trying to get through this whole ordeal. A lot going on. I don't know if you follow the channel or whatever. I kind of feel like working, kind of don't. It's just a thing. It's a lot going on. Rather just sit here and answer questions, to be honest with you. I'm just, I got a new servo for Nick's Torres. I got to change 3 diffs out of this differential or this Traxxas and swap some out of this other one because they brought me the wrong car the first time. I got to redo the shim on the rear diff on the Creighton. I got to fix the weird drive yoke on the Notorious. But, hard to find motivation and energy these days, so I'll figure out if I'm going to do it or not. I'm just here. Whether or not anybody's going to say anything or not, it's up to you. I mean, I got answers for us. If I don't, I know somebody does. But I'm going through a particular painfully difficult, hard time in my life, and just getting on here took some work. What up, Mikey? How you doing, buddy? Miss you, man. I mean, whatever, however you want to say it, I don't care. Crap. Yeah, I mean, really, just starting this took some willpower. Shit's not going well. Disability, haven't paid for 5 weeks. Got a L3 disc that looks like the PlayStation ejected the CD, to say the least. And I know this is going to get me in trouble, but you know what? I'm sorry, dude. I can't follow these hypocritical rules all the time about smoking and drinking. It's really hard to follow the one about music too, because trust me, I want to crank that shit up. Music's been saving my life lately. So blame me for trying to make myself feel better. Whatever you want, man. There's probably isn't going to be a whole lot of RC stuff going on here unless anybody asks any questions, or I actually just all of a sudden feel like doing something. Obviously, I'm right in the middle of this Traxxas ordeal with these differentials. He brought me just 3 differentials to swap out of a Stampede, I think it is, and gave me the wrong car. And I already got 2 swapped out because the front one needs a lower case. So now he brought me another one. Now he wants me to take the disc back out of that one and put them back out. John Elias, I believe, on TikTok. Good buddy of mine. And I don't mind, whatever. Stuff happens. You got more than one car, you get them confused. No, I don't know. I know. One's shorter than the other, dummy. But if they're the same car, I don't know. One's got orange control arms, one's got black ones. I don't think I would have mixed that up. I love you, bro. Anybody. It's just, it's weird, man. It's like, like 2 days ago, I got some shit sorted out. I got my diagnosis about having to get an epidural, and actually just got shortened out, I think, the end of May instead of the middle of June. It was going to be like 3 days before my birthday, which is June 23rd. Now it's supposed to be like May 28th or something. Because they had to change doctors because he's out of one district. I'm not really saying that insurance jargon. You know what I'm talking about. So I'm like, well, does he have any pending lawsuits? Never know. Apparently not. So I don't know. Somebody's sticking a needle through one of your spinal discs and into the back of your spine. You really want to make sure they got some steady hands and haven't smoked a whole lot of shit that day. Just saying. Yeah, well, I mean, they shortened it a little bit, the doctor was out of group, I don't know, whatever they call it. American American healthcare crap is what politics, money. You know, that's all it is. Don't start a conversation with me about that. I'm not going to do it. That's just an opinion. I don't want to share anybody else's, and I'm not going to keep going about it. So Nick got this new servo today, a Reefs RC. I've heard pretty good things about them. Let's see if we can open this thing up. Had a blade around here. And it didn't work. All metal case. I haven't even read the dimensions on it yet. Definitely all metal case. Oh god, that's a beast. I guess that foam was an extra $30 because it sure is a tight fit. This is probably the easiest job I could do other than clean the tracks of stuff off of a bench. So I don't really know if I'm gonna do it or not. But it's obviously a short case. It's a raw 500. I love how they have the logo in two different directions. Or no, it's the same? Yeah, no, they're both upside down. Okay, well, whatever. Maybe this is for a road car, so you can mount on the bumper. Anyway, let's see what we got here. High torque, high speed brushless to the military grade construction, magnetic angle sensor, pulse with modular control, reef link required for programming. Now, if any of you know about how to program a reef servo, I've never heard of a programmable. Well, I have heard of programmable servos 30 years ago, but I didn't know this one required programming with a reef links required. Yeah, okay. I don't know if that's a program or an app or whatever, but Nick might want to know that. 1x5.7 by 79 by 1.5. 2-ball bearing, 2.75 ounce steel gears, all CNC aluminum casing. 450 ounces at 6 volts, 500 at 7.4, 565 at 8.4, speed 0.11 at 6, 0.95 at 7.4, and 0.08 at 8.4. Being that we're running the, he's running a stock ARRMA system, so whatever that maxes out at with the second gen ARRMA 6S ESC, that's how much voltage it'll get. So it's probably the middle. 25-2 spline, dead bandwidth, 2 US, terrible. BEC not required, recommended for max performance. Is there anything that doesn't have BEC these days? Okay, well, I hope Nick figures out how he's going to program this shit. I should probably text him now, let him know. He might not, and he is here because he's on vacation. Yeah, it looks like it. I mean, for what he paid for it. It's like $1.30, $1.39.99 in local hobby shop. K&K Hobby, shout out, love you guys. Let's see what's next. I know I texted him today. Probably erased it because he texted me back. You ever somebody text you like an answer to you sent them a statement and they text you back an answer? Like, duh. I love the guy. Come on, man. Yeah. Would you mind coming by the cave real quick, my friend? My friend? Oh, yeah. I'm getting picked up on my speaker because I'm trying to listen to music so I can feel better. Anyway, so here's that. I've still got a massive pile of hardware, nuts and bolts, parts that need to be reorganized back into inventory. It's been rough, man. Yeah, just trying to motivate yourself to do anything. There's the girlfriend. I meant, don't think I'm not responding to you because I don't want to. I'm not responding to you because I'm saying goodbye to my friend. You know, like you're right in the middle of something. Somebody texts you 4 times and you don't get back to them. They're like, okay, good night. It's like, can you have some patience? Not even a Gen Xer. Well, yeah, I guess you could have used a drill press. You don't really have a lot of flat surface to use. That's at the 90 degree to the bolt. Yeah, so I run like, yeah, tripping on my own torch. Where is my nut bolt clutch? There we go. All right. So when I put bolts through braces, and if they're not through drilled, drill through them. I'll use something like, if I have any of these massive obnoxious bolts that aren't in my shit that I need to go back in inventory. Okay, so anyway, I mean, it's not the same. This is a socket head bolt, but I'll use like a flat or a countersunk bolt like that long to go through the brace. So if you snap that center or front or rear brace bolt on the ARRMA 6S, you can take it out by the threads that are hanging out the backside of it with a drill. You just put a drill chuck on it, tighten it up, run it right out. Good. It takes like seconds. Probably do it in the field. Anyway, but I mean, like, you know, that's just kind of a tip. That's one of those things I made up when I started working on 6S's and re-engineering all the shit they screwed up. You know, I mean, you work on cars for 30 years, you know, you see engineering styles and thoughts and concepts and, you know, why'd they put this here? Why'd they put it there? Why'd they put 30 things in front of me? Oh, they're German, right? Okay. So, you know, it's like, you know, you get to develop your own ideals of what should be, how it should be simplified, how it should be engineered. You know, and I've done a lot of that to the 6S. Unfortunately, with the V6, they killed about half my thunder. They fixed a lot of the problems that I had already fixed. You know, cars aren't kits anymore, so nobody knows how to take them apart and put it back together. They just buy them and they run them and they break them and they don't know what they're doing. I'm not saying nobody knows how to work on cars. I'm just saying, like when you buy a kit and you have to build the damn thing in the first place, you already put it together. You know how to take it apart. It's a whole experience. It used to be, anyway. Well, life used to be experienced. Now they keep you from putting the finger in the socket because they're going to get shocked. Oh, don't do that. Back in the 80s, they were like, whoa, watch this. Not going to try that again, are you? Those were the good old days. You know, remember falling off the roof and go walk it off. All right. What? All right, don't even. Cage, cage, whatever. Anyway, what's up with you people? Anybody got anything to say? Ask me what the hell's wrong with me, physically or mentally. Might have some certifications on both. Yeah, it's really hard when you all of a sudden don't want to do what you love to do. Yeah. 9 people in here and nobody has a single word to say. You guys like a human centipede or something? I've never seen that movie. I never will see that movie. Horror movies suck. They are so predictable and boring. And that's just kind of gross. I don't know if I thought of that theory, that concept. You guys ever notice, like, as soon as weed became legal in California, commercials got real weird? Like, I got a plan for something, dude. Everybody else in the room was stoned, so they agreed. It's like when God made the platypus. Don't get theological on me. I'm just playing, making a joke. But that proves something right there. Let's take a beaver. Anyway, I'm just trying to lighten the mood, man. Trying to make myself feel better. I've never seen it. I don't want to see it. I saw the commercial. I'm good. I saw the trailer, dude. I ain't seen it. It's like Jack in the Box, Munchies box commercial. Yes, you are correct, Larry Stevenson. Thank you for chiming in. How you doing, buddy? Welcome to my little hole in the ground, or the cave that I live in since my house burned down last year. Anyway, so yeah, they got weird too. The cartoons got a little trippier too. I don't know if anybody knows that one. Well, they were trippier in the '60s, and they kind of freshened out for a while in the '90s, and then as soon as weed hit, they were like, let's mess with it a little bit. And then everybody got canceled because they had like a gay dog or some shit. That's so insane. Anyway, well, I'm not getting into these conversations. I'm sorry for sharing my opinion. I'm not trying to piss anybody off. I'm just. You got to realize with the ADHD and the ADD and being on the very bottom of the spectrum, like words come on my word processor and I don't proofread. I hit enter. It doesn't matter what it is. It just comes out. It's just a style. Hey man, thanks, dude. Freaking thank you for coming to the channel. We've got 900 plus videos. Trust me, there's a lot of stuff to say. And yes, I try to be pretty cool. Have a great night, man. Godspeed. Yeah. I don't know if it's just because it's the end of the day and I'm worn out because I have no energy levels anymore because I'm like atrophying because I can't walk more than 10 steps without my entire leg going numb. That I'm like, I don't have the energy levels or if it's something else wrong with me, but I've been checked for that and they don't say anything else wrong with me. And my diet's pretty consistent. And yes, I do stay hydrated. Like, I don't know if it's depression or if it's just like, I think when you have to sit or lay so much during a day or squat to not be in pain, your demand for carbohydrates goes down. I eat a lot less than I do, but I still eat, not 3 squares, probably 2, but it's like your body stops producing as much energy because it doesn't need it anymore. And it's like you start getting winded on little shit. Plus, I'm also a smoker a long time. I'm 47. But, maybe that's the issue. I don't know. And it seems to be suddenly, like more after I had to stop working, like in that same time period. So it's been 5 weeks. Who knows? All right, cool. Anything else in there? All right. Let's see. I don't know. You guys want to play charades? Just kidding. I don't know. I'm honestly starting to gravitate toward maybe doing Nick's Turbo real quick. I got to clean up all this Traxa stuff first, but it's such a simple operation. It takes me like 5 minutes, but it's just honestly, I just need a friend. Visits and conversations have been keeping me going. Cool, re-engineered, right? That's my man. That's what I'm talking about, dude. Kill it, Mikey. You know what's crazy, man? It's dark outside right now, and the skate park is wet. And I gotta admit, I got an itch, dude. I got an itch for that. You know what I do with wet skate parks, man. But I just, even though it's probably just a loose rear yoke, because I know I got no rear drive in that thing right now in the 6S Notorious. Maybe tomorrow, man. Maybe the day after. I mean, I'm laid up automatically now until I get my epidural. So that's looking at 2.5 months right now. And I got cut down a little bit because they changed my doctor. But yeah, I'm surprised my insurance company doesn't sue the doctors for putting me out so long on my appointment so they can save money on my disability. I mean, if they're all cutthroat and looking for a mighty dollar, sue each other. I don't care. We've been trying to sue you for years. Blah, blah. What are you doing? The dog sitting on the bed, just looking stupid, like that pit bull smile, with his tongue hanging. Even though he's not a pit bull, he's part pit bull, but mainly Thai Ridgeback. Yeah, good boy. Love you. Fine, I'll work on something. Let me finish my cigarette release first. Oh, this is my theme song. It's called I'm an Alcoholic. Hopefully I don't get copyrighted for this one. I try to set the volume levels where you just touch the microphone. Usually that works out, but I've been copyrighted many, many times for playing music that I actually bought on CD in the 80s and 90s when they had them, or digital copy in the 2000s. And that's kind of bullshit, but I don't want to fight it because I don't want to deal with it because it's more of a pain in the ass than everything else I deal with every day. We're used to. The last time I had the levels, not like the volume level, but like what the feedback on the mic is, it's just barely moving the needle on the bottom. And like the speakers, I don't know, how many feet? Probably 12 feet away and pointing the other direction. Before I remounted this thing and put it right above me, it was getting terrible feedback from bouncing off the walls because this is a very rectangular room with no send-down material and 100 RC codes. Well, not 100. 6 hanging on the wall right now. Let's take a look at those real quick. We got that's the Traxxas I need to put the dips in that I should have put them in the first place, but they brought me the wrong truck. That's my Creighton. Shit, I'm not trying to break this off. This is a really bad mount. So that's the Spider. So that's a Mojave chassis. Used to be a Typhon originally, which was a speed car for a while, 115 best, open wheel. And then I put Creighton suspension on it. And one thing you'll notice about this car, if you look at it at this angle, let's turn this down a little bit. If you look at a stock ARRMA, it's like this. 3 degrees rear toe. Yes, sir. That's got 0. Maybe half a degree tops and about 5 degrees of rear anti-squat. I made my own custom blocks to do that. Actually, no, that's running the TRL blocks. I use TRL blocks to do that, but I use the TRL blocks to make my templates to make my custom blocks that are in my crate. And then let's see, let's look at the rest of these guys here. Coming up, we've got my GT right there. That's a re-release, not an original, with a $47 Amazon motor. That's a 0.15, I think, and it's been killing it ever since I got it, and then tightened up all the screws so it actually ran right. I think, is that Nick's? No, that is, yeah, that's Nick's Notorious V6 6S, and then mine is next to it, but yeah, my other camera is in the way. So there's all the rigs. Well, not all the rigs. Well, shit. Hey, that's it. Nick's 8S is out in the garage because it takes up too much goddamn space. And we've got another one of those Traxxas on my couch over here. That's the one I have to take the dips back out of. Anyway. All right, cool. David Mickey. Yeah. So, yeah. As they say, it's living, right? But yeah. I guess I can't trash Traxxas all night because I already had to take it apart, and now I have to put it back together and take another one apart and then put that one back together. Because I've already bitched like for an hour, I think, on the last live cast about their engineering and design and semi-modular construction. And oh, I had a field day on the last one. Yeah, I'm just really surprised this many people come by to listen to my stupid ass. I mean, except for you, Mike, obviously. That was almost a thing. No, I haven't, man. I'm sorry. But, just like trying to get on myself and watching other people's videos, it's depressing. You know, it's like I gotta be there for it, man. And I just, you know, it's like I keep saying over and over again. When it's not fun, I'm not. I'm done. I'm done. I'm not doing it. You know, and it's like I'm very proud of you, very very proud of you, and your success and your expansion and your progression. That has been outstandingly amazing in like a couple of years, and it's hard to not be out there. It's like the kid who's sick looking out the window watching his friends play. It's not always easy. Really? Oh, on the new one, on the mini? I've heard mixed reviews on that too. Honestly, like just in blurbs, you know, like something comes up before I erase it on fucking TikTok or whatever. um, you know, I've looked at that thing. I mean, I've seen pictures of it. I've seen like your unboxing and things like that, and it's like it's kind of a bastard child, isn't it? Oh, mm, mm, mm. Ah, I see. Well, I mean, saving money, of course. Ease of production, because they would have had to make a whole new aluminum shock. There's nothing they have in their length range with the size range that's probable fits that, unless you throw some Creighton shocks on it, or not Creighton, but a Typhon, which would probably be a little long for that anyway. And it's kind of like putting shocks, the Typhon shocks on 223, which we did on Nick's. We had to shorten the hell out of the stroke on those things. Same price by me. Well, I'll give you one reason: centrifugal force. You know, I mean, if you look at the history, all right, like you look at when I started way back in the day, we had like the Blackfoot and the Quadbuster and stuff like that. Big, they were monster trucks. They weren't built like monster trucks like these things are, but they were big, top heavy, flipped over, but they had big old tires on them. And how hard it was to do like a backflip with an 8 scale gas buggy unless you were 20 feet in the air. The tire to size of the vehicle ratio that we have in this generation of vehicles is insane. There is so much centrifugal force to be had with these, which is why we're doing quad 5 backflips, front flips, double fronts, why I do my stupid crap I can do on the ground. You got to realize, okay, so look at a Formula One car, like from say 5 years ago. You got a 13-inch diameter wheel with like a 3-inch sidewall, and the car's 27 millimeters off the ground. 3/4 of the suspension is the tire. So when you're designing suspension ratios and spring ratios and damping and trying to get it to stick right, you got to take into account tire size and squishability and like we can't adjust air pressure. We can't do that, which would make chassis dynamics so much cooler, except for trying to keep these things inflated, probably. But you got to take all that into account when you're trying to do crazy, like the stuff I do with my Notorious. You got to take into account all the things that are active on the suspension in order to get it to do stuff. It's not just having the torque and having the diffs tight enough to flip sideways and stuff like that. But when you land it, you got to know if it's going to bounce or squish, depending on height, landing angle, etc., and be prepared for it, because you might have to do a double landing. You might have to land and correct your bounce. Stuff like that. There's so many dynamics and figures and equations that come into it, and I don't know them. I'm bad at math. Trust me, I failed algebra in college. But I can design shit in my head because I'm autistic. So it's, there's a lot more to it than that. But, I'm not going to bore everybody with all that crap. Let's see. Let's keep all this traction stuff on one side if we can. Fine. I'll get to work. Maybe I'll have fun. Traction stuff. Okay. Oh, God. Lots of traction stuff. That's ARRMA stuff. Probably mostly traction stuff. Damn it. All right. Damn you. Get there. Yeah, that goes. Oh, no, that's good. Yeah, that's one thing I'm kind of I still gotta put this on the freaking. Which one is missing this? It's a front upper ARM block, or front B block, upper B block. I haven't put this on one of my trucks because I like the screw in ones, not the. Is it good bearing? Yeah. Not the ones that are like that have the set screws in them. They suck. Because you're gonna strip the set screws out, or you're gonna Loctite them, not be able to get them out, or they're gonna get full of dirt, or it's just not gonna hold, or whatever. I mean, it's a very low contact point too, because there's not really a ridge in the back of that pin, and you really don't want to cut any deeper into it because then you're gonna weaken the pin, and God knows how much force they take. But I like the screw-in ones with the aluminum upper block. It's a better setup to me. I've been using it for a while. It works great, and you can get them cheap. And they don't break, even when they're cheap, because they really don't take too much force. Let's go into the pile. This is all Traxxas iffy stuff. Get over it. Okay. Traxxas screws. Traxxas uses more button heads than like 7 ARRMAs. I'm serious. Every screw they have is a button head. Well, I mean, the whole car is plastic, so I get it, but it's just kind of strange. I don't know. Of course, dude. You're very objective about your rigs, and I love that you have that capability. To go with all these different brands and all these different trucks and give a proper outside objective view. I mean, no offense, or not. How would you think offensive? You're doing the same thing as all the top producers out there who do unboxing and testing the same way. Objective point of view, going through the product, going over the features, showing them how it works, showing them its pitfalls, if any. Oh, no, that's mine. That's not Nick's. I'm keeping that. And don't worry, it didn't come with the servo. I'm not stealing it. Anyway, all right. So, all right, now we got some space, I guess. I get a truck off the wall. Wah. Anyway, and you're doing the same exact thing, dude. They're just, I don't know, doing something. I mean, you got all the same qualities. You got the objective view, the flash, the panache, the logos, the editing. It's. I don't know how you're not doing better. I mean, you're expanding, dude, big time, but I don't know how you're not doing better. I really don't. Where I'm just like, I'm just me. I'm just doing my thing. Here I am, like it or not. And for some reason, people watch that. But, you're like doing the same thing they are. You should be there. Oh, it's just, yeah, okay, I heard you, buddy. Oh, I'm gonna have to look at that when I can. All right, next truck. As soon as I have to stand up, you know what you're asking of me right here? Standing up, like really? I'm just kidding. I can stand for like 5 minutes. That's about it. Oh shit! Ow, fuck. Oh, sure, almost knocked the RC10 GT off the wall. Brody. Would it make you feel better if I don't use a drill? Monkey ass. Oh. Right. It's got to be programmed. Shit. Well, hell, let's plug it in and see what happens. I'm not doing the research and, pulling an app for this crap. Oh, he said he was going to take a nap. It's 8:52. Nick, I hate you sometimes. Screw it. I'm going to plug it in and see what happens. Because he should have noticed that there's a warning on the side of the box too. Warning, this product contains chemicals known to the state of California to cause cancer, birth defects, and other reproductive harm. Like everything in the state of California, including me. Land of fruits, nuts, or flakes. Which one do you think I am? I already know, so whatever. All right. You know what? I'm gonna take a very quick hiatus. Just have myself a breather, maybe do some things I shouldn't do on camera. Not like that, perverts. And then maybe I'll go knock on Nick's door real quick because he's upstairs and see if he understands that your servo might have to be programmed. If anybody knows anything about this, by the way, please help me. Yeah, no problem. I got you, Mike. Anytime, man. Yeah, if anybody knows anything about this, what is it again? Reefs RC servo programming, because at this time of day, I'm not really in the mood to look shit up, and it's not my problem. I mean, I could just go fix the back end on my truck. You know, I don't have to put a new servo in because he hasn't driven this thing in 3 weeks. By the way, what's up, Canadian RC 96 bumper spring? Yeah. Oh, I don't have a receiver in this, do I? No, I don't. Don't you know where it is? It's right here. No, that's not it. Well, it's one of these two. It's that one, right? Or wait, this was his, I think. No, that one's glued to the thing. It's that one. All right, cool. Well, the antenna's stuck in the antenna holder. Oh, by the way, if anyone wants to know, this cover for the fan, this is actually a divider for a plastic fishing tackle box, like one of these. Yeah, just trim it, drill some holes in it, stick it on there. You can pick your own size holes. Woohoo! If anyone wants to know anything about this truck, I haven't really done my thing to it. I have done all the shock stuff that I do. I've done the diff stuff that I do, but lighter because Nick doesn't even notice if I change the fluid 100,000 K or 500,000 K. But I'm the one who maintains it. So, and Nick's the kind that likes to just jump off roofs for no reason. Well, not really, but I mean, if you look up Nick Goes Nuts on our channel in shorts, yeah, he's just driving around being cool, and then he blasts his 8S out of the pool at top speed. There's like probably a 30 or 40 foot backflip. 8S, 27-pound truck. Yeah. Anyway, so shock tower's a little tweaked. I'll be right back. Hang in there, guys. Get yourself a fresh beverage. Go relieve yourself, whatever you gotta do. Come on, Rick. Come on. All right, not bad. Oh. Oh, wait a second. You know what? Dude. I thought you were bringing salad. I thought you were bringing salad. Sorry about that. Yeah, that's messed up. I thought we were really joking a minute ago. Oh, I know what it was. So yeah, it's kind of, you can get a little weird to be by yourself so much, because you start talking yourself. It's like, hey, I got an idea, and so do I. No, I'm just kidding, and I'm not making fun of mental conditions by any means. I have enough myself, but it is what it is. Now what? All right, I'm sorry, guys. I gotta do this real quick. Just give me just a second. I gotta my people don't understand you, and I've got my Bluetooth on, and you can't hear me from across the room. And I'm trying to do voice to text, and it's like you texted me 5 times. Come on. You texted me 5 times in like a minute and a half. I was trying to say goodbye to one of my apprentices from back in the day, and I was supposed to reply to you like coherently. Like, come on, I would prefer for you to be here. I mean, I was hoping so, especially since I spent the last 2 nights there. Relationships, right? I think it was a great Chris Rock that said, relationships will give you a headache, but new always clears your mind. Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I let her off the hook because we were having a thunderstorm earlier. Because in Florida it just rains whenever the hell it wants. I think it might have been a cold front though, so that's nice. At least it's not gonna be 90 tomorrow. Seriously, don't ever come to the state. Don't come to Florida. Trust me. If somebody brings you down here in the wintertime and you think it's really nice and beautiful and the weather's great, come here in August. Yeah, tell me how much you want to be here. I thought my skin was gonna melt. I'm from a temperate zone, damn it. Anyway, so that's enough of that. I'm gonna get my music back on. And so yeah, about Richard Gere and the hamsters. Anyway, that was a thing. If anybody got that reference, congratulations. You're probably my age or younger. Or maybe older, who knows? No, actually probably my age or older. Yeah, I would imagine that would be the point. So anyway. Yeah. Right, next servo. Well, I can just kind of throw it together on a 3S and see if it's going to function or not. If it says it's got to be programmed. I've had programmable servos before, especially back in my Futaba PCM days when I was racing on road back in the 90s. But I've never had one that says has to be programmed. I should have a big sticker like, do not use until programmed. It will explode. Well, you know what? You should have followed the directions, Nick. He just asked me to put it in. Don't get me wrong, I love the guy, but come on. I mean, I've known this dude for 20 years. He's the best friend anybody could have. But at some points, I just want to. All right, so we got, let's see, is this bad servo over here, I think? Yeah, this is probably the, let's see if the ECU lights up, or the receiver lights up, then we'll know that that's the throttle's always second, right? Steering in the front, throttle in the back. Number 1, number 2. That's always your channels. Unless you're running some kind of remote wing or crazy whatever. Maybe a RC hopper. Those are so cool. I saw a dude in a video on TikTok not long ago, and he's got like an RC like 69 or no, what did he do? Like a 68 Impala, like on servos. Like that was pretty cool. I mean, that's I dig that scale stuff, like to look at and to appreciate all the work they put in it and all the detail. But there's no way in hell I would ever do it. I ain't got patience, bro. I make stuff fast. I don't make it pretty. Oh crap! I need his remote too. All right. Highly doubt this thing is still linked up because we were going through receivers and working on different cars and all kinds of stuff. So let's just see if we get it lit up in the first place. Yeah. Paris, make sure we're on the right model first. New model. No, that was the one we used because we had to swap receivers because I needed a second remote because usually my 3 cars are on the same remote, but I try to keep this one on a different one because it being wide and low like it is, it makes a really good camera car because it's very stable. So I try to keep that on a different remote so we get, chase shots, which I'm just starting to dabble in. So more to come. Model select. All right, so let's go with, what is this? The 6S Outcast, right? Okay, so go back. Right? Fine. 22 or 11. 11 is going to be the one. Because this is a, what do you call it? Let's disconnect a motor wire or two, huh? Just to make sure it doesn't take off. You gotta love that click. Okay, so that's on, and this thing did not fire up. Why not? Oh wait, I'm gonna turn with the button down. All right, there we go. We're in bind mode. And yes, 11 milliseconds. Don't be a bastard. These little quick wheels are a little sensitive. 11 milliseconds. And bind, and we're in. Okay, so let's see if we can set the endpoints on the throttle. Yeah, we'll go punch, 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 punch. There we go, and we are neutral. All right, so we know it's going to fly off the table. All right, well, let's turn it off. And let's hook this servo up to it, and let's see what the hell happens with this. Needs to be programmed servo. Does anybody tell me not to do this yet? Bouncers. How is a bouncer? Programming servo seems like that. Yeah, I know. That's exactly what I'm saying. It's like, what are you talking about, dude? I'm programming a servo. All right, so let's plug it in and see what the hell happens. I mean, is it going to explode if I don't program it? I highly doubt that. Would have had a bigger warning sticker. Oh, yeah. Well, okay, we call them low riders in California. Low riders. Whichever, you want to see something really funny with a low rider, there's a show, there's a guy, Matt Freiberger, and, God, sorry, I can't remember the guy's name. It's called Roadkill Garage, and they took a hydro, like, Impala, I think, and, like, 3-wheel motion, yeah, full hydros. 12 batteries in the trunk. And they first they 3-wheeled it on dirt and dug the 16-inch Daytons into the pavement. And if you knows anybody about lowriders, and I'm not a lowrider guy, I'm an import guy. But they were leaving like tracks down the freeway by taking the wheel in by being, and then they jacked it fully up and put some like 33s on it and went 4-wheeling with it. Good episode. It's a show called Roadkill Garage. I highly recommend checking it out. I've been trying to keep myself entertained with a lot of automotive knowledge, just trying to increase my sponge lately. So let's see what happens here. Oh, it's moving. It's moving. I didn't have to program it. So lame. All right, so let's zero this thing out. Make sure the trim's all down. Brakes at 99 is 8 on steering. Which I'm steering? No, that's going to be auxiliary. Boy, he doesn't touch this remote ever. He's never trimmed anything out in his life. In fact, whenever his car is driving sideways, when he tries to go straight and lets go of the steering wheel, he goes, "Can you trim this out for me?" Which I have no problem with. But I wish after 7 times he'd figure out how to do it. All right, let's go to travels. We're going to, steering's off. It's 118.97. We're just going to cut these down real low and then readjust them after we get the servo hooked up, which is really, well, No, they're not even hundreds now. No, it's knocking them down to like 80s. Because with heavy duty servos like this, you can break stuff if you really, if you really have a good servo. This one's probably not that powerful, but it's powerful. Sub trim, steering's 41 left. Exactly. Set all your trims, sub trim, zero trim, all the way to zeros. Take some travel off of it, and then readjust later. Obviously, we'll go through that process. Reverse, who knows until we hook it up. Speed, rates, maybe. Steering, 100%. Yeah, we're good. Reverse, we'll know when we hook it up. All right, so we're good. All right, so let's shut this thing down. This little 3S off it. All right. Oh, by the way, I have a video that I filmed. I haven't trimmed yet, or trimmed for time especially, where I put like six S's in a Folgers can and set them on fire because each one had a dead cell, and I tried forever to rebuild them because I used to solder NiCad packs together when I was like 9, and I'm pretty good at soldering, and I have a soldering iron with a tip bigger than my thumb, and I'm like a well hung woman in comfortable shoes. So Bags is not a low rider, but Bags is a slammed rig. Airbags is a slammed rig. Low riders are hoppers, 3-wheelers. That's kind of how we call them in Cali anyway, and that's what we called them in Florida when I was still in the scene. When I was in my mid-20s, late 20s. Shut up. Yes, I'm old. Yes, I feel it. So, it just depends on where you live. Tomato, whatever, But yeah. Do you call it a pint or call it a beer? It just depends on where you're at, bro. It depends on if you're working the metric system or not. Why is America not a metric system? Because we're stupid. Youngest kid on the planet with the biggest weapons. Not a good thing. Might want to learn some lessons from Japan and Germany. Yeah. I'm not even, dude, with the current political situation, I'm not even going any farther than that, dude. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. I don't watch the news. I haven't watched the news in 20 years because it's all depressing. If anybody goes and looks back at the Bush administration when Cheney was running the country, you'll see it's the same thing. And when Margaret Thatcher and Ronald Reagan got together, it's the same thing. It's just a cycle right now. It's scary. And it's just whatever. Yeah. Here's the main thing. Here's my main thing with government and all that crap, right? And generational, disparities and whatnot. Okay. I'm 47. Okay. The doctors that work on me or do my heart operations or whatever when I'm about to die, when I'm, whatever age, will have probably written their term papers with AI. And the kids that you see in Circle K that can't take their face off their phones even when they're trying to pay for something, they're going to have their finger on the button in 20 years. So I'm going to be sitting back cracking a beer and just going, this is going to be fucking cool. I've made peace with my death. I've lived a better life than, not better, I would say, not better. More exciting, more fulfilling. I've experienced more things than 90% of the people I know. That's a lot to say. Well, no, it's not. For an American, it's not much to say. For a European, state to state is country to country. You can see culture anytime you want. It's people just don't get it. It's I'm done. I'm off the ramp. Not gonna do it. I don't need backlash from that. I don't need somebody to try to cancel me. When we were, kids, we didn't cancel anybody. We just changed the channel. You have a choice whether or not you want to see it. Doesn't mean you have to make it not exist. That's kind of a quote from, oh God, I can't remember his name now. Brad Williams, the dwarf comedian, who's hilarious, by the way. I recommend you check out his latest special, Starfish. Dude's really, really funny. Anyway, so take it for what it is, man. But I'm not going to get into philosophy. I'm trying not to. It's just hard not to because I've learned so much about life and existence, time. Not that I have chronophobia, but how short your life really is, how easily it can be taken away, how easily it can be destroyed in the past 3 years or so. And I can tell you, if you're not at least probably in your 40s, you got a lot to learn yet. You may not think it. You may be 35 and go, oh, no, I got to figure out. Yeah, I thought I did too. Nope. Just keep an open mind. Don't let anybody tell you how to think, how to vote, how to live, what to think about what. Be objective. Make up your own mind. Look at the facts. If you don't have the facts, find them. Don't let anybody tell you what they are, because they might be biased. In fact, they probably are, especially if you're watching the news. Just saying. You want proof about that? Go look up who owns who. Go look up who sponsors Fox, CNN, all those channels. And who's paying the money? They're swaying your ideas. And the biggest problem is everybody thinks there's far left, far right. If you really think about it, most of us aren't. We're just kind of in the middle somewhere. So we need to stop deciding that because we heard something, that's correct. You need to think about it. You need to weigh the facts. First find the facts, then weigh the facts. Then make up your own opinion. Don't let people tell you how to think. Don't let anything tell you how to feel, think. Make up your own mind. All right, I'm done. Wait, what? Hold on. I'm gonna reread that. And somebody told me yesterday, the day before, it was just all videos like didn't exist. Big scent envy. What? Like you were dick waving with your video? Like, look at how badass I am. Is that what you mean, dude? That's how he got into Iraq war. Because Bush said, wait, they've got bigger dicks, bomb them. George Carlin quote. Not my original material. I always give credit where credit's due. God bless George Carlin. One of the best comedians we ever had. One of the most honest comedians we ever had. Well, what do you think it means to be a male without empathy? It means to be like you're just constantly in a big dick waving contest. What? Big finger? Well, wave it up, big one. You know what I mean? It's like male ego has started more wars than religion. And don't get me wrong, there have been more people killed in the name of God than any other reason. Don't believe me? Look it up. Let's start off with the Crusades and the Inquisition, huh? If you know your history, which is from Europe. That's where the history comes from. Yeah. I don't claim to be an intellectual. I don't. Well, compared to the national average that just came out not too long ago, yes, I do have a slightly elevated IQ. I also have ADHD and ADD, and I have a weird form of autism that hopefully won't cause me any disorders in the future because my dad got a weird form of Alzheimer's that they had only seen twice, I guess, in the entire world, only about 10 years ago. He's gone. Don't worry. It's all good. The human brain and the human psyche, like what? Okay, first, okay, so like I graduated on the A honor roll after being expelled the year before at the same school, at the local high school, because I figured out the system and figured out what they wanted me to do. I probably got in more trouble in my entire life because I was bored, because I've got a different mind. My mind works differently, and because of that, I get in a lot of trouble because I get bored very easily. I need constant stimulation. I can't listen to music that's not 120 beats per minute. Yeah, unless I'm maybe allegedly at one time in my life might have been on a smoking substance that made me slow down a little bit and enjoy some reggae. Allegedly. Um, but I have to have that stimuli. I have to have constant, speedy stimuli. And if I don't, I start setting shit on fire. Not necessarily shit on fire. Maybe I'll build something first and then set it on fire. But it's just like that's where I'm at. And obviously, according to some of my videos or backdrops you've seen, well, I still have fun with fire. Just a little more safer now. Like we keep a fire extinguisher around just in case. God, I'm a nut. Where was I going with this? Wow, that was a tangent. Took a right turn off the conversation highway on that one, didn't you, buddy? Shit. Bro, I lost it. If anybody remembers, please tell me. I don't know what the hell I was talking about. I'm serious, dude. Like, something reminded me of something else, went that way, never came back. I'm sorry. All right, let's get this servo cord run right under the front drive shaft and out the back here. I hate doing this because these things are always naughty. They never want to go in their hole. Like, dude, like, go to your home. It's a Happy Gilmore show, right? Okay, I think, is that the wire or is that the other wire? Same color. How do you tell? I think that's that one. Oh, just grab it, see what happens. Particularly good pair of pliers for doing something like this. I'm just trying to. Nope, not that one. This one? Nope, that's that one. Oh, all right, so let's try to get in. Okay. And it's probably something. Oh, there's a bushing there. I should probably grab that. Oh, that was probably a spacer for that. That was a very tall servo that was in here. So I actually used what do you call them? The bushings for the front power steering rack to lift it. There's a little piece you can use if you need 4 spacers that are exactly the same length. If you've upgraded the bearings anyway. Oh, it is over that way, isn't it? I'm trying not to get my giant bulbous male pattern baldness head in your way while I'm doing this. So I can't see it over top. So, but there we go. We got it. She's ran. So, all right. So let's drop this thing in here and see how we're doing. Oh yeah, it's one of those. No, it's sitting good. All right, cool. All right, so now we just got to bolt everything together, set all the trims, and Nick's got his truck back, which hasn't driven in a while. Except blew the fan wires off because I told him to route him, and he didn't, and he got him caught in the drive shaft at one point. Never listens the first time. But yeah, these bushings that come in your front, your steering rack, these little guys. Yep. If you need 4 spacers to lift a servo, perfect little item. And you probably have in your box if you've replaced them with bearings, which I recommend you do. Scorched makes a really good set, and it's really cheap. Even imported from England, it's not bad expense-wise. I think it was $7 a piece. And for some reason, British don't charge a shit on post. Like Canada. It's probably on our end, Mike. I'm just playing with you. I'm sure it's on our end. Look what gas prices are. Oh! You want to see something really funny? Go back and watch the 2002 roast or 2012 roast of Donald Trump on Comedy Central, where he said he was going to run for president in 2 years, the first time. Yeah, see what he has to say then and how it's going now. Politicians are bullshit. You know, what in the fuck? Holy shit. Okay, this is my dog's food bowl. I just noticed on top of my electrical receptacle down there, plug tree, if you will. Oh my god. I'm serious. I have not seen this before in this condition. It was round and covered by a plastic cover before. Damn, Brody. Dog's never bit anybody in his life. I hope he never does. Shit. Wow, that's really, yeah. Those are dog. That's a definite dog tooth bite right there. You can see that canine ripped it. Oh, let me see. There. You see the in the aluminum. Yeah, you can see that's a canine tooth right there. And I don't know if anybody knows this, but Rhodesian and Thai Ridgebacks have 3 sets of canines. Yeah. It's the only thing that worries me about my dog is that he'll either get pissed off one day and bite somebody, or he'll have to attack somebody because somebody he loves is being attacked. Because that's what that dog is actually bred and designed for. Dude, I'm saying, like, dude, I feed him every day, and I don't like cut his food. Like, he's not on a diet. I fill his stuff up when he gets empty. He just eats whatever he wants, and he gets so much people food, especially in the house. Trust me, he's got like 2 ants now. You know, everybody in his house loves that dog. You know, we just let him out free and just call him back when, you know, he's probably done doing his thing. He's never on a leash. He goes on excursions every once in a while and comes back 3 hours later because he's hunting rabbits in the middle of the night. He'll never catch one. He's fast, but he can't turn or stop real well. He's kind of like the, what would you call that? Forrest Gump of dogs. He can run. Stopping and turning is not a good thing for him. All right, so, I'm just taking a break for personal reasons. I'll screw that thing down, plug it in, get it set, well, I'll have to drive it to get it centered, but I'll get it eyeballed on the table. I should probably check his camber too, because I know I haven't aligned this car in a while. Ride height looks pretty good. Damping is definitely there. See that? That's the way I set the cross up. That thing's probably full 100 weight with my custom pistons. Mini dual rate damping. I've got shims on the bottom. They're flexible under compression and then cover the holes under rebound to keep it from bouncing. I think you really have to worry about bouncing with a Notorious, depending on how you use your Notorious success. In my circle of people, me and my roommate, we usually use them for doing low jumps, backflips, double backflips, triple backflips, front flips, half pipe work, skate park work. It's really the skate park truck, you know, unless you're going off a jump and out of the skate park or something like that. That's the Creighton's job. That's the haul ass, do big air job. This is the job. Yeah, breakdancing car. Nick hasn't really figured that out yet. Don't wait up for it. But every time something either fails or he breaks something on this thing, I try to move it into the direction of my vehicles. However, this is the only V6 we have. I have half V6. I don't know if anybody's noticed. I have put V5.6 on some of my labels. About the Creighton, because the Creighton's got V6 front hubs, V6 rear wing mount. Actually, all 3 of them. Well, not this one because I just broke it and I had to swap it out because I didn't have any money because I haven't paid in 5 weeks. 2 different, an old RPM setup. But both of my big trucks, my Notorious and Creighton, have V6 mounts, wing mounts. Probably the sturdiest setup I've run. I haven't switched over to this dual top bar on either of those yet. In fact, I got this wonderful M2C carbon fiber cover and strengthener for my center brace for my Creighton. And I have put in the ends that come with this wonderful kit. I wish I had the part number. I'd give it to you for my Creighton. But the center brace of my Creighton is a little wavy. It's not bent, but it's not straight. So I can't literally... I'd be worried about cracking this if I tried to roll it over it, but I'd love to have it on there. So I'll get a new one someday whenever I have money again. Yeah. So anyway, I gotta admit that's one of the things I'm worried about having money to fix anything. That's why I really don't want to drive stuff. Yeah, well, like it's not that I don't want to drive. It's that I'm worried about coming back and not having parts and needing like a $40 gear set. It's like because that's not going to happen. However, I have discovered recently that I've been able to do consultation jobs. Let me tell you something about that. If you're consulting as an auto technician, you will get involved with the job at some point. Either you'll be fed up with watching somebody work slower than you ever have, if you're at my ability or something close to it, or you'll just have to get in there because they're not capable. Whether it be hand strength, whether it be know-how, whether it be how to make what weird wrench combination to fit a hole, you'll end up working on it. And when you can't stand for more than 5 minutes and you can't walk more than 10 steps, it's very draining. Very draining. Really? Oh, John Allison 64 at John Allison 64 on TikTok. That's my boy John. That's the guy I'm doing these 2 tracks for. He's got some other incredible cars. He's got a what's the big ARRMA speed car? The Unlimited. He's got a nasty version of that he just built. He's got a couple other cars that I did a little bit of work on for him. He's one of my favorite basher buddies. Check him out on TikTok at John Allison 64. And all right, I got to do this again. The joys of having somebody you love. Yeah. Give me a second, guys. Sorry. No, I'm not mad at you. I'm still live, and I can't hear the text go off because I'm on my speaker trying to listen to music just quite enough to where I don't get copyrighted. So the fact that I've been on this long and I actually have people watching me is kind of making me feel better about myself and my entire existence. So can you give me a second before making judgment that I haven't answered you? Thank you. If anybody wants to know why men and women are so different, like I said, sociology and psychology were 2 of my favorite classes in college, and I aced them both. I can tell you what the difference is physiologically between the male and female brain, and why literally men are from Mars, women are from Venus. It's a conjecture, if you will, but it's stating the fact that we are physiologically different up here, and there's a reason for all the different traits that we have and why we don't get along naturally, because we're not designed to when it comes to communication. Really are. But when you understand why we're different, it makes life a lot easier. But you know what? You might be like me. It might take you 40 years, because I know mine did. All I'm saying is no matter what age you are, wait 10 years and you're going to go, man, how was I so stupid back then? Happens every epiphany or 10 years, whatever you want to call it. Wisdom and time spent on this earth are a blessing. And the more of it you get, the more crazier you realize how bad it was before. Just saying, man. All right. That is. Let's take a look at the holes. Probably have to whip out the drill because I'm lazy. So outdated. I can think of everything. All the things that you've done to me. How can I be satisfied when everything is over my head? Yeah, cool. Where's my clutch at? No, it's too much. Oh, by the way, if you're not a professional auto technician and you have a screw that keeps wanting to go in sideways, The trick is to run it backwards until you feel it click. When you feel it click, that's the first thread dropping into place, which centers your threads. Therefore, you start screwing in, it'll be straight. So go backwards until it goes pop, and then go in. Just saying. Contemplating Loctite. Loctite on a servo is a dangerous proposition. But this thing's supposed to be so super badass, should never come apart, right? I think this thing's probably too long anyway. Probably put a short screw in it, but I mean, that's not that big, but I mean, it's big enough. And by the way, for scale, all right, let's see. Let's see something I can put on TV. Okay, 3S battery. My finger, right? Like a well-hung lesbian. Big hands. In case you wanted to get a spec for that screw. Right. Back it off. Click. Drop it in the hole. Done. Now let's see if this thing bottoms out or not. If not, we have to use a shorter screw, but or if it actually holds the horn all the way down. It feels pretty good. All right. It's not wiggling. I'm gonna go with it. All right. And, I think I'm gonna leave it off a Loctite. If it comes loose again, I'll put Loctite on it. But or if it's never come loose, that servo and that horn together. They're new parts. They're just mating for the first time. How sweet. Gallows humor, huh? All right. I think I'm gonna totally finish it tonight. I mean, it's not that I'm tired. I'm just, it was hard enough to get on in the first place. That's out of my fair. All right. So your throttle, steering up two. Remember, black wire always goes outside. Even if you had the black, gray, the double black goes to the outside of the receiver. That's already all set up. So let's get 3S here. We'll probably have to check the specs to see how much voltage this thing's putting out. Probably hook up the motor wire so it makes this little tinky noise. It's alive! Alive! All right, so we gotta look at, first of all, how much throw we got, travel. There's 65 right now on both sides. So pretty much what you want to do is jack it up until it stops moving or you see it physically hit something, like right here, stop moving. So it's at 112, right? So I'm going to back it down to about 100. And let's go to the other side. Ooh. Oh, no, a servo horn strip. All right, so shorter screw. Fun. Yeah. All right, so let's get this out of here. Damn it. Oh, no, it came loose. What the fuck? Is this not a 25 horn? It's 25 shoes. You know what? I just put a fucking socket in, Loctite, and call it a day. And play around with this bullshit. All right, get out of here. Garbage. Been lost in crowds of strangers, shops, cosmetic gals, bus stops and libraries, American faces. All right, what you really want in a servo is a socket head and a real short wheel sucker like that. Oh, yeah. That guy. All right. Unfortunately, not everybody can feel a bolt like somebody who's been working on cars for 25 years and knows when it's about to strip the threads or break. You kind of get a feel for that. It's kind of a learned muscle thing. But in this case, all right, first click, hang it in. Now, yeah, call that excessive? Considering what it did to me last time, it would appear that his servo horn was pretty beat up. I don't even think it's working. Nah, we're going to use servo horn. It's just, I don't think it's even going to work. So, a whole other thing we got to figure out. And we didn't replace the servo because it wasn't turning. We replaced the servo because it was shutting the speed control off. Or resetting the truck, you know what I mean? That was good. That's too much travel. Now, of course, if you drive your truck after you install servo and you set your trims and your levels and your outputs or your travel points, have you noticed you have more left or right steering? You can try changing travel left or right, or you can, actually just look at it physically and see if it's steering or if it's binding. Best way to check binding: disconnect your servo horn, move the wheels by hand, see if they're binding, see if something's holding you up. Because I've seen bent tie rods, bent hinge pins, messed up links, loose links in the center link, even bad bearings in the middle, or worn out broken bushings in your bell cranks, screwing up your steering. So it's a process of deduction. Yeah, I said it earlier, my comments, right, boxes around here somewhere. 139, I think. Yeah, there you go. Is that coming in? Yeah, $139.99. K&B Hobbies, Port Charlotte, Florida. They have an eBay store. They sell everything on eBay the same price they do in the store, and they match other people's eBay prices, even the cheapos, because they have to compete and they know it. Because it's owned by a guy named Andy, solid dude, and my boy Chip behind the counter. So there you go. I don't know how this happened. I always use old non-EXB crown gears for wing mounts because it's just like a nice big washer that you don't need and don't use, so you can use it for that. And I don't know how he has one and not the other. And how's he got a screw in here that's been slotted? If I did that on my channel, I think I was intoxicated because I would never set it up like that. But I know I'm out of EXP parts because I gave them all to my boy John. Or non-EXP differential parts, the old diff. Yeah. Right. So, yeah. Yeah. Wow, man. Well, all right. I gotta say, guys, thank you for coming to watch me look like a moron on TV. And as I always say, when this isn't funny anymore, I'm not gonna do it. But considering how much it took me just to get on here tonight, and say hi to all of you and entertain you guys by being a purple-haired weirdo from California who works on RC cars and doesn't hide anything, and tells you his secrets for whatever you're building, if he knows anything. I mean, a lot of this stuff goes car to car, suspension geometry, freaking handling, weight transfer, etc., traction coefficient, drivetrain parts, shimming, clearances, car to car, it's the same thing. But when I came back in after being out for like 13 years, after going to nationals and states, doing on-road RC nitro, I got back in with the ARRMA Typhon 6S because I always wanted a 1/8 scale buggy. I never thought electric would be just as fast as a gas. I still want a gas 1/8 buggy. Maybe someday I'll have money to buy one of my own. But until then, I got my GT if I ever want to make that noise and smell that nitro. But everything I've learned in 30, 40 years of doing this, well, it's almost 40 now, except for the hiatus, applies to the same stuff. It's chassis engineering, it's weight transfer, it's physics, it's fluid dynamics, hydrodynamics, thermodynamics, etc., etc. It's just all easy stuff. And no, they didn't train me any of that in high school. They put me in dropout block. Like I said, I got bored. I set shit on fire. So, anyone wants to know anything, ask me, man. I mean, I love giving people information that makes their life funner and easier. The more people I can help keep their truck on the road, the more people I got to bash with. That's how I see it. It's just like I do my job, right? I'm an auto technician. Well, I was. Hopefully I will be again someday. And judging if the Florida healthcare system works. My joy in my job is creating confidence in your vehicle and smiles per mile. If you're not enjoying your car, either you're not a driver and you shouldn't be driving, or you're afraid something's going to happen soon. You get my drift. I just did a video about it the other night. Anyway, so that's it for tonight, guys. I'm going to roll out. Probably try to go explain to my girlfriend what her problem is. I'm just kidding. I love her. Anyway, yeah, that's it, man. Anybody got anything to say before I roll out? I'll wait the 30 seconds. Mike, I love you, bro. Later, dude. Hey, and thank you. Shout out to Canadian RC 96, bumper springs, roof skids, rotating car stands with pockets. Get you one. They have a YouTube store, I'm guessing. I know he has a store. Differential holders, second to none. These things are awesome, dude. Yep. And what? Pretty colors. I think that's a special edition. I don't know if you can get that color. I run religiously all their stuff on all my trucks. And they've got new products coming out. They've got side sills for the V6s. They've got wing mounts coming out, wheelie bars. They've got shock holders for when you're bleeding your shocks. You know how important that is. Shopify. There you go. Shopify. Check them out. Get their stuff. I highly recommend it. I've been running it for a long time. And I've run a lot of other products. And you know what? I've never broken one of these. One of these Canadian RC. Ah! Just knocked my drill over. Let me move the camera instead. Canadian RC springs. Bumper springs. I've got these on the 6S, the 8S, the Notorious, the Creighton. Every single thing we have on the wall except the RC10 because that's not in the range. And you know what? Never broke one. Polyurethane from other companies, broke them. Plastic from the factory, broke them first day. These are the bomb. In fact, I've got a bunch of them because we never break them and never have to replace them. Highly recommend it. Thank you, Mike. Love you. All right. Everybody, Godspeed. Stay healthy. You, your family, your partner. Have a great night. Hope you guys check me out next time or just go watch one of my 900 videos. Hell, it's the last 2 years of my life. You'll see a lot of weird stuff on there. A lot of funny stuff. Check out my battery advertisement for Butthole batteries. Available from half to 16S. That was pretty funny, actually. I also revived a Serpent from like 2004 Serpent because I used to race those. And I actually ran into the guy I used to race with in parking lots before I went pro. Yeah, anyway, a lot of stuff there. A lot of content, a lot of wild things. Me being an idiot and just being me. And I've been told by a lot of psychiatrists that I'm kind of fun. Probably because they're making money. I think my last one bought a helicopter. If I feel like it, I'll trim it up later and throw it up or speed it up, like you said. Thank you, sir. Godspeed all.